Bendel, and I am the last Rosicrucian. This video today is going to be talking about kind of a surprise subject topic for me. I wasn't planning on talking about this, but it's appropriate. Entrainment and the hypnagogic state. I've been exposed to hypnosis of various sorts, entrainment concepts and ideas. I started out in the 70s listening and learning from Dick Sutphin's self-empowerment tapes, moved on to neurolinguistics programming, and I've hypnotized people. Okay, I know how it works. Even though I'm very resistant to hypnosis itself. However, there's an interesting parallel here, because since the early 1980s, I would say maybe even late 1970s, I've been in permanent alpha state. Now, you might wonder what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is, by a permanent alpha state, what's considered normal awareness is beta, the beta brainwave condition. Alpha state is more mellow. There's certain people that have learned to function in the alpha state. And the alpha state is where the brain creates its own endorphins. And the people that learn how to function in this state seem very mellow, almost stoned at times, because they're in an altered state. Okay, the runner's high is an example. If you know any long distance runners, you probably know that they're probably quite mellow and laid back. Okay, myself, achieved the achievement of this state of awareness on a permanent basis was not through long distance running. Okay, I'm not really a runner. I can walk a long time. But it was through one of the other methods. It was through reading big thick books, getting a high off of literature, off of books, off of reading, off of new ideas and new concepts. And you become addicted to learning, you become addicted to knowledge, and you get a buzz when you get this big thick book. That's me, all my life. And you learn, I've gradually learned to live in that what's termed altered state. Okay, but it's normalized. It's normalized for me. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this particular video, because our society is moving in a way where everybody's going to be in a hypnotic trance or a hypnagogic condition. It started out with the TV, 24 frames per second, the strobing, the flashing. How many people have you seen watching TV and they're just going, okay, their mouth is open, they're sitting there. They're in a hypnotic state, a hypnagogic state. This is becoming prevalent, especially as we come into new technologies and we come into 5G. And there's subliminal messages with the hypnotic trance. So what's happening is our society, our culture is being immersed in a technology that leaves us in a buzz, leaves us in a hypnagogic state, and then it bombards us with suggestions, because in a hypnagogic state, a light hypnotic trance, people are highly suggestible, and we're not only hitting into a reality, into a social world where will happen, it is happening. The entrainment methods are through the technologies that we experience every day. It's too late to prevent this. The point of this video is to help people realize that our culture, our society, is going to go around in a hypnotic trance. We're headed there, we've gotten there, and you're not going to break that. But more importantly, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world because a hypnagogic trance means that people are not only highly suggestible, open to suggestion, but they're also able to assimilate knowledge. They're able to learn. And this is the key, this is the secret that a lot of people don't really understand. You have the mainstream media out there, you have the narrative that's being pushed on people. Okay, and they're in a trance, a light trance state, they're highly suggestible, and they're getting this narrative, the politically correct narrative, okay? And it's going in. There's no way you can prevent that. There's no way to stop that. But the solution lies in providing the equivalent of software patches, where the philosophical fallacies and the gaping loopholes or the flaws in the narrative can be, when they are brought into awareness as well. So what you're looking at is a form of almost a martial arts, Wu Wei, where you don't fight this because there's no fighting it. But what you can do is you can punch through it. You can use the very momentum, you can use the medium of this hypnagogic state, and you can put in the software patches that provide the antidotes to what you're being brainwashed for, that provide the alternatives, and that bring through the obvious fallacies. So the answer is not, you can't fight these things. It's out there. And what I'm trying to do with my videos, what I'm going to be doing even more of, is to offer solutions, to offer antidotes to some of the crap that people are being exposed to. And I'm not asking that people believe what I have to say. What I'm asking is just take a listen, go to your own inner authority, your inner higher self, your inner knowledge, and listen to that. Find out what's true for you. And listen to the still small voice of your conscience. This is what I'm trying to do. And it is by bringing up the inconsistencies, by bringing up the absolute fallacies, and by bringing up the irrationality of the programming that is taking place in our society, we can break through the other side into personal freedom and personal revelation. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm trying. You can't fight this, and you don't have to. And there's a fear of this altered state. There's a fear of this hypnagogic trance. There's a fear that everybody's going to turn into morons, or everybody's going to turn into robots. That everybody's going to just blindly follow the leader. Well, I can tell you that I've been in a permanent altered state since back in the 1980s, at least. Okay? And I'm not following the leader. I'm not doing that. And why am I not? It's not because I've resisted these things, but it's because I've found the philosophical solutions to the paradox that has been presented. I haven't done that myself. I've done that through exposure to some of the finest minds that have ever lived, to the Rosicrucian studies, to the mystery schools of the Western traditions, to the cutting edge science, chaos theory, the theories of Dewey Larson, okay, neotech, basically objectivism. So it's not pie in the sky. It's real. And I'm not asking people to believe me, I'm asking you to experience things with an open mind so that you can draw from your own personal experience and find your own personal individual truth. That's what this is about. We are not meant to be clones of each other. There is not one program. There is not one one thing that we can be. There's not one narrative. Each one of us has a voice. Each one of us has a personal narrative and a personal insight that nobody else has. And it's up to us to share that with everybody else. And when somebody closes their mind, and you got to remember, all inputs are valid. Every voice has a reason. Everything happens for a purpose. There is intelligent design in the world that we live in. It is orderly, even though it is driven by chaos theory, for example. And we're going to be getting into some of these things. But just some thoughts to keep you going here. I'm running out of time. Have a good day.